Warning, what you are about to see is real paranormal evidence, caught via audio and photograph. Viewer discretion is advised.
You rolling? You rolling?
Yeah,
But across the country, cops are looking more and acting more like soldiers. The militarization of police
A small,
in America.
sleepy town in North Carolina called Roanoke Rapids may bear little resemblance to Kabul or Baghdad, but its police department now has its own mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, or MRAPs. So do police departments in many other towns and counties across the U.S., all thanks to the Pentagon's so-called 1033 program, which provides or transfers surplus Department of Defense military equipment to state and local civilian law enforcement agencies without charge.
Since last night's declaration of martial law, the soldiers are moving in to secure key areas.
About the small people, and we care about the small people.
High-powered rifles, flashbang grenades, burning buildings, a community under siege. Now, these images behind me depict a war zone, but this is actually Ferguson, Missouri, a Midwestern town of about 23,000.
In order to actually survive the apocalypse, we're all going to have to get along in a certain way. And there's going to be people coming in who you cannot trust, and they might actually wind up killing you before it's all said and done.
No, they're here already.
Recently, the police are trained to view the people in the communities that they're supposed to be protecting and serving as enemies.
No one knows the time, no one knows the day, the year, the second, the hour, that special moment when the world will come to an end. Many religions have tried to predict the date, but dates have come and they've all passed with the Mayans and the Incans and everything. No date has came true to the end of the world.
Earlier this year, police searching for a drug dealer near Atlanta threw a flash grenade into a home that landed in a toddler's crib. The boy, known locally as Baby Boo Boo, had half his face and chest blown off and spent weeks in a hospital in a medically induced coma.
In order to actually survive the apocalypse, we're going to have to find ways to actually replace our modern day living. We're going to need to find sources to actually get solar power panels, all kinds of stuff that we're going to have to use that we never used before to live a new lifestyle. People will come in our lives, try to take what we have and make it their own, and you got to fight to survive.
Trust. Do you trust the government?
Society has been going on a downfall for quite some time now, and the signs are there. It's in the religious text, it's in the news, it's outside your door, and all hell is breaking loose, and it might not look like a apocalyptic action film or whatever, as you could see Nicolas Cage in, but the truth hurts, and it's a harsh reality. When you look right outside your window, you can see that the end is near, and you can survive it, but you have to take the proper steps to make sure that you and your loved ones are safe, and it can be preventable. You can, the end is inevitable, but you can make it and escape the fate that many others will have to endure.
So why is this thought to be a good idea to actually bring these high caliber weapons into U.S. streets?
I don't think it's a good idea.
You know, Captain, one might ask, will this equipment not obscure the lines between soldier and police officers, especially in those small communities where they're already being distributed? What's your take on that?
Yes, it will obviously obscure the line between military and the police.
So, you might think all this craziness that you find on the news is somewhere far, far away, and a place you'll never go to, in a different country with a third-class citizen in a third-world country. But no, it can be right here in the backyard of your own hometown. And this clip that we're about to show you is right here next to where we live. And it could be anywhere at any time, and they could be coming for you next. So you better watch out. Check out this clip.
A woman in Evansville, Indiana, has sued the city's police department after its SWAT team smashed through her front door and threw flash grenades in her home just to serve a search warrant 2 years ago. The 11 officers looking for evidence after an anonymous internet post threatened the local police chief found only the 68-year-old woman and her 18-year-old daughter in the house and handcuffed them. And they didn't find any evidence in the search. City lawyers released a helmet cam video of the raid to support their argument that the force was objectively reasonable. Take a listen to the SWAT team's reaction at the end of the raid.
Jeff thought you were just going to dive and lay on the floor for it. Well, I know, right? That ram hit a lot harder than I thought it was. It's just glass. 50-pound ram ain't no match for a 10-pound thing of glass. It's been fun doing it bounced off. Well, that's all I'm thinking. You're going to plate glass.
So you get made fun of if it's 15 hits or 1 hit.
You're going to need a lot of ammunition, a lot of guns, a lot of places to hide, because when stuff starts going down, you ain't got really any more sources. I mean, there could be tanks, there could be jets, there could be anything. The government can start shooting and killing us one by one. If you become infected, there really is no chance of survival.
Well, some police officers have said that it's necessary to have these kind of equipment come in, especially if you're covering a protest and it gets out of hand. Police officers are sometimes injured or shot, and so they think that in some ways it is a good idea to have them there.
That is the worst idea I could think of, is to have high caliber weapons at a protest. Think of Kent State, where they shot so many and killed so many innocent people. And they were not high caliber weapons. Can you imagine the massacre that would take place if officers had high caliber weapons?
What happens to the equipment then at that point? What do you think should happen to that equipment that's being brought back home?
No problem with them destroying that equipment whatsoever, instead of using it in this country.
All right, so knowledge is power, and the education that they are trying to feed us throughout the years is not the knowledge we need. You need to be able to search and learn on your own. Don't trust law enforcement, because they are just puppets to the master scheme and the Illuminati and the government and everybody. It's all paid by rich people who are not looking in your favor. You need to forget everything you know. Forget, don't eat any more GMOs. watch out, grow your own stuff, be self-reliant, get out, get off the grid, and set up your doomsday plan as soon as you can.
Men in Kevlar vests and helmets, camouflage, carrying automatic rifles, moving in tactical armored vehicles. These aren't American troops on the battlefield, but police in Ferguson.
I want to let you know that corporate America is involved in this. This is a major money market. They will sell this high equipment. The repair, the maintenance for this will come from taxpayers' money. Corporate America will make billions off of this equipment. You heard of the prison industrial complex. You heard of the military industrial complex. Corporate America now wants to make a police industrial complex where they'll make billions off of police departments.
These are just some of the landscapes of what could be happening towards the end of the world.
So various clip shows damage, destruction, chaos, and
looting, and whatnot.
That's going to be what's mainly happening. People defending for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this has just happened recently in Ferguson and whatnot. And aliens could come.
I mean, an attack by extraterrestrial forces would be ideal in this certain time. There's struggle, there's fear, there's panic.
And zombies. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. Bath salts and craziness. People say Ebola, but yeah, I mean, scientists don't know what they're working with here, and it could result in great loss and death.
I mean, what better than cause mass extinction of the human race at a very drastic time?
Than zombies. I mean, everything, the government, people kill each other, and that's kind of what the symbol of the zombie is. It's people who are destroying each other monstrously. That could end in
threat of nuclear warfare. I mean, we are continuously...
Like Cold War, Russia and shit. It's just explosions, country war against people are.
ISIS could be the death of us.
Or it could just be U.S. CIA. Like that's all I'm talking about.
The world as we know it could come to an end very fast and very quick.